Overflows.
What is sex and love? Insights into life, love, and light by Nivedita. If you can manage to become meditative during your sex life, slowly and slowly you will transcend sex. Both sex and life are combined, connected together. Life begins through sex, and then sex continues through ebbs and flows in life. During the act of sexual intercourse, two things happen. Hormones in the form of semen is discharged and it moves downwards. It is a fluid, its movement is downwards, and spermatozoa, which is the essential ingredients in semen, moves to merge with ovum. Another thing happens simultaneously, which is the psychic energy or the subtle aspect of this energy. This moves upwards. In Sanskrit language, it is known as ojas, which means vigor, and it is best understood as essential energy for the body and the mind. It not only gives tissues strength and endurance, but it protects the health and vitality of cells, thereby influencing all bodily functions and psychological processes. I had mentioned number of times that at the time child is born, many stars emerge from Earth's horizon and create a harmony. Pythagoras called this harmony of the existence. It regulates the health, vitality, and things like these during the lifetime. When there is a disturbance in this harmony, one gets sick, and if somehow we can bring back the same harmony, the health can be restored. The seat of ojas within the body is said to be the heart, and it is composed primarily of water and earth elements. Ojas can be increased, repaired, and protected by eating pure and nourishing foods, practicing meditation, and developing a balanced lifestyle. The moment one attains to awakening, this psychic or spiritual form of existential bioenergy begins to function and form an energy field around him. However, within yoga, opening of heart and restful asanas can also help to fortify and increase ojas. During sexual intercourse, two events happen simultaneously. One is biological, the other is psychic. On biological level, the semen travels in search of female egg to give birth to a new life. While all that happens at psychic level, meditation investigates. Thus, energy of consciousness released at the time of sexual intercourse simply vanishes into space. There are no ways and methods to bring this energy of consciousness upwards. Also, in no way should this be confused with the biological aspect of sex. Both are diametrically opposite. Semen has no means to reach to the 1,000-petal center, the highest center within a human being, or to the highest level of existence. What rises is energy, the magnetic force. When the same magnetic force goes downwards, the semen becomes active. Thus, Seed is composed of gross aspect and moves downwards during sexual act. The other psychic aspect moves upwards. This psychic aspect is consciousness, the ever expanding aspect. There are no or multiple consciousness. The form that we come across of consciousness is the outcome of interaction between consciousness and matter. When consciousness interacts through the conditionings of the mind, different levels of understanding emerges. Another way to explain, you eat a mango. You can throw away the seed or you can plant the seed. In times, the same seed blossoms into another tree. The tree that has come out is from the seed that comes from the mango that you have eaten. When this tree blossoms, the tree bears infinite mangoes during its lifetime. All these mangoes are born from one seed. And each mango, when it is consumed and seed is planted, it gives birth to infinite number of seeds. If we look at it, all these mangoes that is blossoming and will blossom in future is the outcome of that same seed that you have planted after consuming the mango. Again, each seed. Thus moves the existence. A child is born with all its sexual inheritance. A female child is born with all cells which she will use during her lifetime. One day old child has 2 million very minute cells. Out of these, about 200 at the most will become alive and reach the womb. From among them, 20 at the most will become active and can be fertilized. Until the age of 13 or 14, these remain inactive and dormant. Then, when the brain is fully developed, it releases the sex hormones and activates the sexual function. On the other hand, when a woman reaches the age of 40 to 50, the biological function of sex is finished for her. It is not necessary for her psychic energy also to diminish. A woman of 70 can have sexual desire, but now her sex has no biological meaning. There is a difference between the psychic nature of sex and biological meaning. Even in a man of 90, sexual energy can descend from the mind to the body. Even though his body is not fit from the biological point of view, yet his mind can still harass him with thoughts of sexual pleasure. Indeed, meditation can be created out of sex, and when you make sex an object of meditation, the process of transformation begins, and sex begins to have less effect on you. Treat it as a temple, and you will transcend it and be transformed. Then sex will not be there. Also, there will not be any suppression or sublimation. Sex will just become irrelevant and meaningless. You have grown beyond it. It makes no sense to you now. It is just like a child is growing up. Now toys are meaningless for him. Sex is a toy, is in the nature of the toy. He has not sublimated anything. He has not suppressed anything. He has just grown up and also grown out of toys. The child, for her, the stuffed toys are her all that she needs in her life as she grows. She is not against those toys, but those toys become meaningless for her. In the same way, as consciousness grows, you are not against sex, but the sexual sex in the form of stuffed toys becomes irrelevant and meaningful for you. The child has become mature. Toys are meaningless now. They are childish, and now the child is no longer a child. In the same way, the more you meditate, the less sex will have an appeal for you. And by, spontaneously, without any conscious effort to sublimate sex, energy will have now new source and direction to flow to, instead of the same energy which was becoming active for the sex act begins to move upwards. The same energy that has flowed through sex will now flow through meditation, and when it flows through meditation, the divine door is opened, and one day the fountain of compassion will spring forth from within you. Normally and naturally, you have used the words sex and love as synonyms. Ordinarily, you use both words as if they have an inner association, as if both are connected to one another deep within. Really, they are not. Love surfaces only when sex has disappeared or evaporated. That is why the book says life, love, and light. Love is the one that bridges life and light. Before that, love is just a foreplay and nothing else. It is just preparing the ground for sex act to begin. It is nothing but an introduction to sex, a preface. So the more sex there is between two persons, the less love will be there, because then the preface is not needed. When sex becomes a meditation, it flowers into love, and this flowering is a movement upward towards the divine. Indeed, no awakened one can be against sex, and also he is not for love alone. Sex has to transcend to become love. Meditate on it so that transcendence may be possible. By meditation, I mean you have to pass through it fully alert and aware. You must pass through it. You must not pass through it blindly, unconsciously, as you have been doing all life long. Great bliss is there hidden in its womb. However, when you can pass by blindly, you will certainly miss it. This blindness has to be transformed. For this, you must become open-eyed, alert and awake. With open eyes, sex can take you on the path of inner oneness and harmony. If you can manage to become meditative in your sex life, slowly and slowly you will transcend sex. Both sex and life are connected together. Life begins through sex, and then sex continues through ebbs and flows of life. Enough for now.